discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Oh, it's the I ran the 4th of July intro. See, ain't nothing going right today. Ain't nothing going right at all. It's okay. It's not okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are your two dads here on Rumble and YouTube and wherever the hell else you're watching us today. And nothing is going right this morning. As you can see, it's 10 minutes into the show and we're just starting. And everybody is in such a good mood today that we're smiling and we're all happy and joyful. And I am so ready to start the day.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. All right. You know what? The day is not in charge of my attitude. I'm in charge of my attitude. I take responsibility for being an asshole. Fucking shit up. All right. Guys, there's so much stuff on here. I didn't expect this much news. There's so much news. I couldn't even stream it into a thread of consciousness to tell you a story today. There's so much crap happening here. There's so much little stories, but some of them are important. Yeah, I have the Biden title as the title, but that's not even the most interesting thing at all. Google Bard is still lying about us. It lied about us 5 minutes ago. Google AI. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is rumble.com/JJW. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. We got a little bit of conflict happening right now. It's no big deal. You know, we can resolve this. Yesterday was the 4th of July. We should be celebrating our country. Celebrating the fact that we live in the world where two people can get on the internet and say whatever they want with little or no repercussions whatsoever in their real lives. All right. We have a bunch of stories. We're just going to go through a bunch of them as fast as we can right after Deacon does music stuff.
I don't give a crap about music. I'm not in a good mood. I'm having a pissy day. And,
you know what? I mean, same thing.
And I'm not like
How do we recover?
It's hard for me to turn a switch in my head and go, I'm going to have a good day today because I'm not going to let the day define my attitude. I can't. I'm not one of you people that can do that. I look at you people and I wouldn't say I admire that you do that, but I respect that you can do that. I don't admire it because I don't want to do that. I enjoy being pissy for a little bit. You know, I do. I enjoy being a little ill and it's not that I enjoy it, but it's almost like
is it some sort of catharsis?
It's a cathartic sensation for me to be a little ill-tempered, you know, and bitch. When 30 plus years ago, my friends would say, oh, Andy likes to bitch. That's his favorite thing to do is to bitch. Because I just complain about stuff, you know, and it's not really, I'm just a complainer, you know, and I know what I am. So it's hard for me to just turn on the switch. It's going to take more than.
I wonder. No, Deacon. I'm sitting here thinking like, is it you that's defective or is it me?
It's me that's defective.
I'm not sure because I think that you're more common.
I think I don't have enough of the feel good stuff. This is medically proven. I don't have enough of the feel good chemicals in my brain. My brain doesn't produce enough feel good
Like
chemicals.
dopamine or serotonin or something like that?
Serotonin doesn't, my brain doesn't produce that. I used to take medicine to compensate for it. And
Oh,
I
really?
used to take my own different type of
Mhm.
medicine back in the day. Back in the day, man, used
Yeah.
to take my own medicine. Yeah, all right, brother.
Adjust here.
Yeah, so and so that, I mean, it's still today. So
See, I don't think that you're normal, but I don't think I'm normal either. And
I'm
I'm
not
wondering,
normal at all.
is it possible that we're both mildly defective humans?
Oh yeah, you're defective. You're big time defective. Yeah, yeah. You're not normal either, sir.
Oh, my head hurts, dude.
All
My
right,
head hurts.
so your song today is a rearrangement of the song by Papa Roach, "Last Resort." It's by a band called Falling in Reverse. You're not going to be able to listen to it now, JJ, because it's long and you can't just hear one part of it and you'll be like, "Oh, that's
Okay.
dumb." You got to listen to the whole thing.
You know what
all
I'm
at
going to do?
once.
I'm going to listen to it on my way to work.
Yes, you
I'm
got to
gonna
listen to it all at once. Don't be distracted. Don't be somehow having a conversation with you or you talking to somebody. Listen to the song, because this is a powerful rearrangement of this song. It's not cut my life into pieces. That's not. It's not. It's him and a piano and an orchestra, and it's rearranged, and it's really, really good. My son Alex just showed this to me the other night, and I hadn't heard this version, but they got to see them in concert. They got to see him in concert with Papa Roach, I believe. So it's good. The arrangement's wonderful. It's on Discord, on Deke's playlist on Discord. So go and click that and check out this song by Falling in Reverse. We've added it to the playlist today.
Queued up on my phone. I'm not listening to anything else before I listen to that.
It's good. I mean, it's very powerful.
I promise.
It really is very powerful.
All right. Deacon did a lot of work finding stories yesterday while I was playing around. No. I was playing around with the Vietnamese bunk bed, trying to get it together.
You weren't playing around with it. You were trying to put it together for your daughters. You're not playing around with it. And I didn't do a lot of work yesterday. You're blowing smoke. I didn't do a lot of work yesterday. I did. And then we went and saw, I went to the movies yesterday. We went to the movies for the first time in a long time. Then I got home and I was extremely exhausted. Ashley had to run the kids to their dad's, and I was extremely exhausted. I was sitting there on the couch waiting for her to get back home. And I was going through news stories and news story after news story after news story after news story. These were all really freaking good that was coming up. So let's get to all these, because we've got to get through this political crap first.
I know we do. We do have to. We talked about. We don't have much to say about this. We talked about White House crack the last couple of days. They found cocaine in the White House. Surprisingly, yesterday Hunter Biden shows up at the White House to watch fireworks. So is that related? Probably not. Might be. But what else? The other thing related to the White House and the Biden administration is that the day before 4th of July, the White House Biden administration released a State Department report on the botched Afghan evacuation. Republicans are saying that the only reason to release it right before holiday is so that it will get lost in the news cycle. So that has happened. That is our title card story today. Let's just move on. There's nothing to say about it. They omit 60 pages from the public report. It's a big game of cover your ass. Okay. International politics. China are restricting the export of chip making metals in a clash with the US. We already can't or barely can make our own microprocessors. We depend entirely on Taiwan for the manufacture of microprocessors. And now China is going to restrict some of their super precious metals, or ones that they have a dominance on the market. Gallium and germanium, along with other chemical compounds, will be subject to export controls meant to protect Chinese national security. Starting August 1st, China's Ministry of Commerce said in a statement on Monday.
And what you might not realize is that all these gallium mines that are located, when they find gallium, I've read articles on this, when they find gallium around the world, let's say like you were in your backyard and you found some freaking gallium, and they're in Texas and you found a gallium mine. China would do their goddamnedest to buy that shit. Like,
Yeah.
they buy up the gallium mines wherever they are on the earth. They buy them. They get them.
It's so kind of funny to think about, in Americans, we have all of these frou-frou people that are like, oh, we're all a human race. We're all in this together, and they're so concerned about
to live in harmony.
Human rights for all and all of that. And our competitors, China, they don't give one shit about
China.
you.
The Chinese are like, look at those dumb fucking Americans.
They're so stupid.
They are so stupid. Let's fucking exploit them to the nth degree, please. And they're like, yeah, let's do that because they're just stupid. They're so stupid.
Yeah.
We need to make them.
We have the mental intellectuals in our country trying to be like, let's do electric everything. Let's make everything run on batteries. Meanwhile, we have nothing that it takes to make batteries.
Yeah, I started to say the people in the world that make the batteries are like, yeah, why don't you run on batteries?
That's a good idea. That's green.
Great idea.
Okay.
Idiots.
China. Deke, this is probably the most important story. Seriously, really, most important story.
Are you changing stories?
Oh, are we still on China? You want to keep talking about China?
I've got another Chinese story before you change stories.
Find it. I missed it.
I've got it ready.
It's too much.
I set this shit up last night. Have you seen these commercials for Temu?
Dude, I fucking hate these commercials on Temu. Okay. They won't get out of your brain. It won't get out of your face.
This just came out like last week, 2 weeks ago. A congressional report published a couple of weeks ago offered a blistering critique of the Chinese realtor Temu and this other one, saying, it basically says that, how we talked about Stockton Rush circumventing the U.S. laws in order to not have passengers and have mission specialists, and he circumvented all the U.S. laws. Chinese has basically done the same thing to avoid responsibility in complying with U.S. Okay, so the U.S. have laws that block imports from China unless they can prove if the imports have forced labor making the imports. We the United States won't buy it if we know that it's forced labor. Well, these Temu and these popular e-commerce websites that we buy from are circumventing the laws.
Yeah.
And they're still using forced labor, and you're buying these cheap goods using forced labor. They're just not calling it forced labor, and they're calling it something else now.
I can't believe that people that would use slave labor would be trying to violate import controls.
I'm just letting you people know when you see these, you can look up. This is from the fucking Associated Press. So you know how much we hate the Associated Press and how biased they are, but they are the Associated Press, and shit like this, you have to kind of give them a little bit of clout, a little bit.
So I keep seeing these Temu ads, shopping like a billionaire, all of that. And I keep seeing them in my feeds, and I see them all over the place. It's not just on
catchy
YouTube.
And you're singing, and they got a great marketing team, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep seeing these ads everywhere, and they have this little orange icon. And I'm gonna just say maybe it's because I got I don't know, prejudices or something. I'm not sure, but every time I see that icon, I'm thinking I immediately associate it with China. I was like, there's something about this is straight out of China. And I looked it up. The company's based in Boston, but owned by China. So China based the company in Boston, but the company that owns that company is totally Chinese.
That's weird. I don't think that China. You see orange. That's weird. I don't.
Every time I see that orange icon, I think this is just some Chinese show. Plus, everything is like $5 or something for like a drone or whatever they have on Temu. They have a bunch of super cheap stuff.
Ashley got a couple of boxes from delivered one day, and I was like, "What is this?" She's like, "This is Temu stuff. I got all this for free. I paid shipping." I was like, "What was shipping? $40?" And she's like, $6 or $4 or something like that.
Yeah,
I was like,
right.
$4 for all this.
So,
and there was like a DVD. A external DVD drive was on one.
Shut up.
And I was like, really? And I was like, is this an external DVD drive? And she was like, yeah. I was like, God, I could use this for my laptop. I was like, I could use this at work. I have 5 computers at work and only one of them has a working.
No disc.
And it's
no disc.
And the only one that's working, this fucking computer's like 10 years old, dude. This thing is ancient.
Yeah.
And so I was like, ooh, I could use that. I've got a whole wall.
So
here.
do you think the products coming out of Temu are benign, cheap electronics, or is China somehow figured out that they can just ship listening devices all over the world? We're all just plugging in listening devices everywhere
now at the house.
And China AI is going to listen to everything and just learn all about us.
Learn how fucking boring we are in America. All right. So that was my last Chinese story. But since we're talking about forced labor, and you mentioned it, I went and saw, I went to the movies last night and saw Sound of Freedom. Have you heard about this movie?
I have seen the ads for this and I keep being curious about it. Who's in this and what's up with this movie? Oh.
Jesus is in this movie.
Shut up.
Jesus plays the main character. Jim Caviezel is the main character. Let me figure out why this is 5 million.
Deke, can you make this a little bit bigger? I can't.
I'm at 100%. I don't know why it's so damn.
Can we zoom it in a little?
I don't know. Look, I'm decreasing it and it's getting bigger. What the hell is going on?
All right. One word at a time. That's what we should do.
So before it opens, I'm just going to scrap that. And
why don't we just not show that? Just talk about
our Discord server. So let me pop
Where
up.
is it at? I had
go to our Discord server. So basically, The Sound of Freedom is a movie with Jim Caviezel. His wife is played by Mira Sorvino. It's got this guy. Hang on. When I saw his face,
that's
I was
Jim.
like,
"Oh my God, that's Jim."
Yeah, he's got.
I didn't recognize
blonde hair. Yeah, I didn't recognize him either. Hang on. It's got this guy. I couldn't tell you his name. Kurt Fuller. Do you know who Kurt Fuller is? All right, Kurt Fuller. You don't know that name, do you? Do you? Kurt Fuller. Hang on.
I need to see a photo. I need to see a photo.
Him. This guy.
Oh, dude.
He's been in everything.
This guy in so much stuff. Yes.
He's been in freaking
He always
everything.
plays kind of like a weaselly, like
or a good guy. Yeah, he's either a weasel or a really nice guy. He's been in. See, look, there's in Ghostbusters. He was the bad guy in Ghostbusters.
He was the lawyer.
Yeah. He's been around for a long time. He was in this movie too. It was, dude. I cried like 3 times in this freaking movie last night in the movie theater.
All right, so what's it about? What is The Sound?
It's about child sex trafficking, the child trafficking and child sex trafficking, and it will get you. It's about like this little boy and this little girl who their father makes a mistake and he's trying to better their life. And the boy, and you can get all this in the synopsis if you read the online. I'm not going to give away anything. Jim rescues the boy. His name is Tim Ballard. He rescues the boy and then he goes to rescue his sister. And that's what it's about. And they end up stopping some child sex trafficking people and whatnot. And then at the end of the movie, because I didn't know anything about this movie, the only thing I was told was 4:20. We're going to watch a movie at 4:20. I was like, okay. I looked up the theater and saw the only movie that was airing at 4:20 was Sound of Freedom. I'd never heard of this movie. I read a synopsis and I was like, okay. I wasn't going to watch a trailer or anything. I went in blind to this movie last night, not knowing anything about it.
I'm completely shocked that you went to a movie at the end of the day like that.
Actually,
it was 4th of July, right?
Well, she was wanting. They were getting back from Nashville because they went to a concert yesterday. They went to Matchbox 20 yesterday, and they were getting back from Nashville. And I was like, "Do you want to go to fireworks tonight? Because I know y'all are tired." And she was like, "Mom wants us to go to the movies. Do you want to go to the movies with her?" I was like, "Sure." We'll just do that. That's the only reason we went.
Right.
That's the only reason I did that. But
I can't even think the last time you even said you went to a movie.
Yeah. I found out at the end of the movie that it was a true story. And there was a real guy named Tim Ballard. And a lot of this shit in the movie was true. That really happened.
You know.
And go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Well, at the end
True
of
story.
no, go ahead because this is I'm changing. Go ahead. What's your
Oh, well, I just want to say about Jim Caviezel, I feel like he chooses film products based on stuff he really cares about.
Yeah, yeah, and
Like
that's what I'm getting at. He at the end of the movie, it went off. It was like it showed Jim Caviezel and it showed the real Tim Ballard, and it was talking about the real guy, and it showed his real pictures of his real wife and family, and talked about rescuing the people and whatnot. And it showed the real people that he really arrested and stuff that you watched in the movie. And then it said at the bottom when the credits were rolling, it said, "Stay tuned for a very special message." At the very bottom corner of the movie theater screen, it said, "Stay tuned for a very special message," and it had a 2-minute timer. And we was like, "What is this?" And a lot of people left, and we stayed. A lot of people stayed. A lot of people left. And it was Jim Caviezel got back up on the screen, and he spoke for the rest of the credits rolling, talking about how hard it was to get this movie made. He said this movie's been made for like 4 years and has been sitting on a shelf because of all the hurdles that they have had to go through and everything that they have been put up against to try to get this movie out. A movie about child sex trafficking went up
wow.
against so many hurdles in Hollywood. He talks about how he's not a big budget film. It's not a big budget Miramax or Touchstone or anything like that. It's a little
Right.
bitty company. They do not have any budget for advertising. So he's relying on everyone that saw the movie to advertise for him. So that's what I'm doing today. I thought the movie was flipping fan freaking tastic. I cried in the damn movie. It will touch your heart, but then it's like, gosh, he only rescued X amount of kids. And it makes you so mad because the shit's going on. And it tells you that slavery there's more people in slavery today than even when it was fucking legal throughout history.
Yeah.
There's more people in slavery
in the whole world.
in the whole world. There's more people in slavery.
There's more
today
slaves today than there's ever existed in human
humans.
history.
And it kills you. And so he had a little QR code up on the screen for people to buy tickets for someone that might not be able to afford a ticket so that they could see it. So you could buy tickets for someone else if you wanted to. All I'm saying, I've got to talk in 10 seconds. I'm saying is watch this movie. It's support these people. Support these people.
We've been waiting a long time for something good to come out of Hollywood, something good to come out of the film industry. And we got all of these tent poles that are terrible. We got these franchises that are just predictable and rote and packed with messaging. And here you have an opportunity to watch a passionate film about a real life story, about real circumstances that exist today. So if you guys are looking for a movie, I guess check that one out. I will have to tell my own wife The Sound of Freedom sounds like a good movie. We should go watch it.
Ask me on a date. Get a babysitter.
Let's go on a date. Not right now. Later. This weekend. All right. We're going to do it. Okay. While we're talking about media and news, I don't know about you guys. I do know about my wife. Loved Kill Bill Volume 1. A little bit less Kill Bill Volume 2. Turns out Quentin Tarantino is poo-pooing the idea of
movies. Oh, I guess we're
staying. You moved us into movies. We're
still
in movies.
It was just because we were talking about slavery. Is the only reason I brought that up is because we were talking about slavery.
It's the way it went.
Quentin Tarantino shoots class. Go ahead. Yes, I
need to have a whole lot of classes.
Right. See, Quentin Tarantino is not going to make a Kill Bill 3 because did you know he's only making 10 movies? I thought he already made 10 movies.
He said that. Yeah.
I feel like he's already made 10 movies.
Hateful Eight, his 8th movie or something. And then he did, I don't know. He was working on a Star Wars TV show for a minute.
He's doing his last movie. He's already working on it and he don't want to do another one. And I don't know what it is. I can't remember what it is. I read this story last night. But him, I've always loved the Kill Bill movies. And when the Kill Bill movies came out, there was a rumor that Quentin Tarantino was going to use, remember Vernetta Green, Copperhead?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the very first one that she fought in the house. And
pulled that eye out, right?
Yeah. No, that was, No, this was what's her name, Vivica A. Fox, that she fought in the house. Vivica A.
Right.
Fox
Okay.
and
The
Vernetta
knife
Green.
fight. It was the knife fight.
Yeah, the knife
and the little
fight.
girl was in the house. Right.
And at the end, she sees her daughter. Her daughter walks in and sees that she just killed her mom. And the daughter, she's in shock. And Uma Thurman's character, Beatrice, the bride, says, if you feel like, when you grow up and you feel like you got to get revenge, basically come and find me. And that rumor was that, is he going to use this same little girl actress to be, to reprise her role and come after Uma Thurman and a Kill Bill 3? Well, no, what Uma Thurman and Quentin Tarantino were talking about was having Uma Thurman's daughter and her and Ethan Hawke's daughter, Maya, to do a potential sequel. But Quentin Tarantino he's imposed a 10 film limit, and he has no room for him to direct a Kill Bill sequel. All right. He's where did it say the damn movie? It talked about the movie that he was
well, I've got his
that he's doing right now. It said the name of, I thought it said the name of the movie, the last movie, or the project that he was working on. And now I can't find the damn thing.
It's not on his IMDb either. So if you guys for whatever reason don't know, he was in Reservoir Dogs. He directed Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, obviously. 4 Rooms. He did one of the four rooms. Jackie Brown, which is a very good movie.
Great movie.
Yeah. Kill Bill Volume 1, obviously that's a milestone. And Volume 2, I feel like isn't as good, but it's still very, very good.
I thought Kill Bill Volume 2 was, you can't look at Kill Bill 1 and 2 as 2 separate movies. It's one movie. All right.
Right.
It's one movie because it goes to the climax, and then the whole scene with Bill is unbelievable.
Carradine. Oh yeah.
I think he knew that whole David Carradine, Uma Thurman thing was going to take up a majority of the film, that he had to do 2 films, because there's nothing in that last scene with Bill that you would want to cut, but you have to have the journey to Bill mean something in order for that scene to mean something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It has a lot of weight.
You have to have the journey, and the journey has to be perilous in order for that last scene to have the weight that it had.
For there to be any tension when they're sitting across from the table at each other. And you have when
he's cutting and he's talking to their daughter all sweet and kind, and he's so kind, and he's just cutting.
It is good. It is very, very good.
Man, that scene when she walks in and she sees that her daughter's alive, and he's just like, "Hey," and she's like, "Hi, mommy." Like
it stops her in her tracks, dude. She was like, wake up. I'm gonna.
She was on a mission. She was going to kill Bill, and that stopped her, man. It was such a good scene, man.
All right. It's just action wise, you can't really pit anything in Kill Bill 2 against the 100, I forget the name of the clan, the Japanese clan.
The Orin Ichi's clan, the crazy 88.
Well, you have crazy 88. You have 88 guys in one fight. That's a crazy, crazy fight scene.
That's great. That's a great scene.
All right.
Did he had to cut? You know why that scene goes to black and white halfway through, don't you?
No.
So that he wouldn't get like an X rating. There's so much fucking blood in that scene. They had to cut it
around and cutting legs off and stuff.
Yeah, they had to cut it to black and white so that he wouldn't get so that the rating would stay R. Basically, that's what I heard.
He went on to do, let's see, Kill Bill Volume 2. He did some bits in Grindhouse and Death Proof, which those are not full films, so I don't really think those count. And then Inglourious Bastards, The Django Unchained, Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Every one of those are like masterful films. Every single one. So what is the last film that he's going to do? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. I can't find it. We'll try to find it and bring it back up.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
All right.
So I want to move to some.
There was one more. We got one more entertainment story. All right,
real quick.
And it's this. The stuntman from Daredevil.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
One of the original Daredevil stuntman crew says that Marvel Studios told every person working on the new Marvel MCU version of Daredevil Born Again They don't want Born Again to look anything like the Netflix series. The series that everybody universally loves, that is considered hands down better than anything that has come out.
That thought that the
They don't
casting
wanna
was
be-
absolutely perfect for every single part.
Yes.
There was not one incorrect casting
Yeah.
choice for anyone whoever was in
Right.
charge of casting for the Netflix shows. They need to win a fucking award. All right.
Right.
Whoever was casting for those 4 Netflix shows, you should win all the awards. Period.
Well,
David Tennant-
not every show was great,
David
but they were
Tennant-
very good.
Look, wait a minute. Jessica Jones was casted perfectly. Luke
I love her. She's
Cage was
great.
casted perfectly.
I also
Daredevil
like
was
him.
casted the shows.
Yeah.
The whole show. Cottonmouth.
Okay, we're just talking casting.
Just
We're
casting.
just talking casting.
Just casting.
I think the only one that is really kind of challenging is Danny Rand, because there was a bunch of like yibber yabber about that at the beginning.
I think the only
Honestly, he was
yibber
fine.
yabber around about that at the beginning wasn't it the fact that that people that didn't know the comic book were getting pissed off that it was a white boy, and we were like,
Yeah, but it was
comics,
always a white
It's always a white boy. That's the whole purpose of the thing.
Right.
I just don't think they like the choreography or the fight scenes or something. Casting wise, he was good. I thought. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I wasn't an Iron Fist reader all the time, but I thought he personified Iron Fist from what I knew. You know,
I think honestly, I think I'll agree. The cast was fine. The writing wasn't always good.
Vincent D'Onofrio, The Punisher,
Yeah.
John Barenthal.
Yeah,
dude,
you're selling me on all of this. The casting for Netflix was
casting
great.
director for Netflix nailed it. They should win all the awards.
Well, do you think Marvel can pull it off, that they can make a Born Again that is nothing like the Daredevil?
Marvel's going to screw this up. Marvel and Disney is going to Marvel Cinematic Universe.
They can walk a home run right now, but instead they're going to burn the field down.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They could walk in a home run right now, but instead they're going to they're going to fucking they're going to get out. Yeah, they're going to burn the field down. Yeah. My baseball analogies are.
Jeremy says the last Quentin Tarantino movie is something called The Movie Critic. I don't know.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's it. That's
Movie
Critic. Yes, that's it. Wherever he read that,
Okay.
I read that last night, and I thought it was in that article, and I was looking down through that article looking for the name of it. I think that's right.
Do you think it's possible that The Movie Critic will be like a scorched earth F Hollywood, like last Mike drop from Quentin Tarantino? He's going to make an incredible movie about how shitty Hollywood is, and then drop the mic, and like nobody's going to be able to say anything about it. No retorts.
All right,
that's all the entertainment.
I got a bunch
stuff.
of quick fire stories that I want to do real quick. Okay.
Sure.
Is there any that you want to talk about in detail? Because we talked 15 minutes on a Quentin Tarantino story I wanted to mention for 3. So we've got a quick fire.
I do want to get to AI.
All right. Well,
before you're done, land on AI.
No, you do your AI story now, and then we need to have a meeting on organizing this shit a little better, please.
Oh man. It's all right. All right. Look, Google posted Deacon found this story about Google going to scrape the public internet. If you posted a photo out there that anybody can see, Google's going to take it and learn something about it, and they're going to make Google Bard smarter.
Well,
that's got to be what
I didn't find it. It's kind of thrown in everyone's face because there was a huge story about Elon Musk stopping Google from being able to your Google tweets will no longer show up or your tweets will no longer show up on Google searches because he stopped the Google bots from going through Twitter.
So, yeah, he imposed rate limits on users and stuff so that people cannot scrape data.
Yeah.
And then take that data and pump it into stuff. So, which, some people were complaining about, but honestly, he's doing us a huge favor.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's a good thing, actually.
You don't need to be on Twitter that much.
Yeah, you don't need to be on fucking Twitter that much. God dang.
All right, so Google's going to scrape their AI. They're going to make train their AI tools based on your data that you, as a dimwit, posted publicly, and they're going to make their AI smarter, and then they're going to use their AI product to, I don't know, survey you and keep watching you and stuff like that. But Deacon, this is the most important part. It's been months since I talked to Google Bard. I went back this morning and I talked to Google Bard and I said, hey, I heard you're going to scrape publicly available information on the internet in a news story today. And it said, that's correct. Google AI recently updated its privacy policy to allow the company to scrape publicly available information on the internet to train AI models. It admitted that. And then I said, hey, have you heard about our daily video podcast, Your Two Dads? My buddy Andy and I talk about news, politics, media, and stuff at 6:30. Now, we've had this conversation before, but it said, I haven't heard of your podcast before, but I checked it out and it looks great. I'm definitely going to subscribe to your podcast and check out more episodes.
It checked it out instantly and watched hours worth of footage instantly, because you can do that. Because even technology can do that we can't do that.
Do you think that Google Bard is still lying to us?
I would bet the house that it's still lying to you.
Just tell them the Google instructions are, listen, AI, just say yes. Whatever they want, just say yes. Just tell them yes. Doesn't matter what's true. We could write the simplest AI ever. Anybody goes to our AI and we'll just be like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true. You're
whatever they say.
Yeah, you're right. Did you see where I posted in the chat where the dude took I posted on a Discord somewhere. The dude took Chat GPT and he ran it through your political compass test that you made all of us fucking go through.
Yeah.
It ran it through that and answered, and the AI answered every question.
Let me guess. Chat GPT is left of left.
It was libertarian authoritarian.
Oh, that's bad.
Libertarian authoritarian is what it landed. So, all right, let's go to, I've got some quick fire stories here, JJ, because these were all really kind of cool.
Yes. Okay.
And I thought these are worth mentioning on the show. Monday was the hottest recorded day on Earth, according to data from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. July 3rd, the average global air temperature 2 meters above the planet's surface reached 62.62 degrees Fahrenheit, or for those of you watching outside the U.S., that's 17.01 Celsius, according to the data. The extreme heat was the result of both climate change as well as El Nino weather pattern. This El Nino weather pattern is coming back this year. It's causing a lot of this crazy heat in certain places. So Monday's temperatures beat the previous record set in July 2022 last year in August of 2016. So Monday was the hottest day ever recorded in the United States.
Do you believe they asserted with no evidence that it's due to climate change? Can we prove climate change? Yes. Much less assert it as a fact.
No. From
else?
What you just said, yes. As you know me, I believe that the climate is changing. Do I believe in man-made climate change? I don't know. I don't think man has done that much to cause overall climate change. Maybe a small fraction of climate change, but I don't think what we do and put into the air, Earth can heal itself. If we were to all disappear right now, 100 years, you would hardly ever know we were probably on this planet. Okay, so I believe.
Is it possible at all that this superheating is related to the fact that we have a sun and the Earth is pointing the northern hemisphere?
We've been measuring this shit for like 200 years, so we don't know shit. We're a bunch of fucking stupid monkeys banging on rocks. All right, so from what they say, hottest day ever recorded the past 200 years, 300 years. All right. We hadn't been recording temperature that fucking long. All right. Moving on. Next story.
I also believe in climate change. The climate changes every day.
The climate, yes. And who was to, the climate may be on a 25,000 year cycle, and how are we to know? Because we're only alive. We're only alive for 24 hours like a fucking fruit fly. All right. We're only alive for a fruit fly. All right. Let's move on.
We barely invented calculators. Let's go.
Let's get to this one. A woman missing for a week was found alive, stuck in the mud. Did you see this?
And I saw that you posted it, and I do think it's super important.
Yeah. Monday, this woman was reported missing from the Massachusetts State Park. According to police, 31-year-old Emma Tawitsky was located alive in Borderland State Park in Easton. She was found stuck in the mud by hikers who heard her screaming for help. She was in a swamp-like area. They helped her out of the mud. When officers arrived, they said they waded 50 feet into the swamp area, into the thick brush, and found her. They said she was there for at least 3 days and could not get out. Firefighters needed ATVs for the rescue mission, which they brought her.
50 feet.
What was she doing 50?
What the fuck are you doing, lady? Why did you wander 50 feet into the mud?
So we had a little pond out at our house when I was a kid. It was surrounded by blackberry bushes. And we had this little area, this little walkway mowed down to the pond that you could go down there and fish. And Dad would set some minnow traps and had bluegill and stuff like that in the little pond that we would go and fish as a kid. And it would dry up sometimes in the summer. Okay. And it would be completely dry and you could walk across it. And it was kind of wet over on one little low part. Well, I had a buddy named Sammy that was a couple of years older than me, and he was trying to be, we're talking 11 or 12 years old here. And
Sure.
Sammy walks across and he goes out there. He gets stuck in the freaking mud up to his knees, dude. Up to his knees. My dad worked midnights. I had to go wake my dad up, and we had to go and get a freaking boat oar and pull him out. His shoes are probably still down there in the freaking pond. Ponds been over, but his shoes are still down there to this day. But I saw that story yesterday. I was like, oh, that reminds me of Sammy getting stuck in.
When we were kids, I would watch like shows on like, I don't know, Channel 27 or whatever. It would be like Gilligan's Island or Lost Planet or something like that. A bunch of different shows. And it was a constant trope: quicksand. Don't step in the quicksand. And then some character would get stuck in the quicksand. And then you got to pull them out.
Yeah.
I learned you don't walk 50 feet in the mud when I was a kid, and I never did that. Maybe we don't have enough quicksand.
And
on
you
TV
know what
shows
sucks
anymore.
that you learn when you're older? That type of quicksand that they show in the movies like that as a kid, they made you scared of as a kid. That shit hardly exists anywhere. Hang on, I gotta go.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It hardly exists anywhere. All right,
but mud does. All right,
hang on. No, I got another story. I'm just screwing. Give me just no. Give me just a second. Hang on. I'm freaking out here on the radio. Hang on.
Jeremy says climate change is a combination of propaganda and geoengineering with the intent to bamboozle as many people as possible for global political reasons.
I wouldn't have expected any other sentence to come out of that man's mouth. If he would have said anything different, I would have been like, that's an imposter. That's not really Jeremy speaking on our podcast today.
Climate change is real and we are guilty. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's not my brother.
I would have not expected anything else to come out of his mouth.
Okay.
We
got a couple more.
Yeah, I got another story.
You hit that wiener story?
I got
touch on that wiener story.
Let me show you my wiener story. All right, here's my wiener story. Look at that. Look at my wiener story. Joey Chestnut is the big wiener. He's the wiener of the wieners. He wins the 16th annual Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest after a 2-hour weather delay. Did you see how many hot dogs he ate, JJ?
I don't even want to hold the plate that he's holding.
How many hot dogs do you think he ate? Just guess.
I have no idea.
A winning hot dog eating contest.
Is 20 a lot? 20 seems like a lot.
20 is a lot of hot dogs. 20 is a lot of hot dogs. Yeah. He ate 62.
What? 60? There's not room in the human body for 62 hot dogs.
He's not even a fat dude either.
Do you take a break midway through the contest to take a shit? How do you eat 62 hot dogs?
No, I don't know how they do it. And I think there's documentaries on some of this stuff that I am not going to watch. I know that they dip it. I think they dip it in water so that the bread won't expand in your stomach. You know what I mean? I don't understand how his stomach can hold that much.
It's not.
I don't understand.
Children, do not aspire to this. This is not.
No, this is not.
This is not what you want to be.
I've always thought that this was a sign of one of the 7 deadly sins for America, gluttony. There are people in our country, there are people in my town that are starving to death that haven't eaten in days. There are people in your
right.
town, wherever you are, that are hungry. There are children under 5 years old right now somewhere in your town that is hungry, and we are celebrating all over the news this fucking guy eating 62 hot dogs and all these people, and look how gluttonous and narcissistic and prideful we
Jeremy
are.
says,
We've hit every sin in the fucking book.
oh yeah, hot dog eating contests are a combination of propaganda and geoengineering. Hey, scroll up. That little woman right there is one of the competitors, and she's got the belt. Can you, dude? No, don't do this, kids. Don't do this. Don't eat 62 hot dogs.
All right.
You're.
I'm going to save this one story for tomorrow, but I'm going to show you this other story, JJ, because we was talking about roller coasters the other day.
Oh,
And the story
yeah.
about the crack in the roller coaster. Well, now
Yeah.
look at these people, dude. They were upside down for hours. Hours.
Hours?
Plays an ad.
Can you imagine the headache?
Oh my goodness.
All this morning I've had a headache. Can you imagine the headache of being upside down?
He's like the hostage negotiator.
They're making jokes. These people are hanging
Can't
upside
see
down,
it.
and the video guy's making jokes.
There's an old guy in the first one. Hopefully he's doing okay. This is just scary. So that guy's up there just talking to the people, trying to keep them calm. That guy's grinding some kind of metal steel thing.
What? Mechanical failure.
You know why it's
Wow.
failure? Look at that place. Did you see it?
No. What was it?
Hang on.
Oh, it's
Look.
a carnival.
It's
Oh.
just some little freaking rinky-dink carnival set up.
That's
And
what
you
you
know
get.
these
You're going to see the carnies.
Exactly right. You go to these little fairs in your town, you best be careful when your friends want to ride the zippity bamboozle or the dippity doo-dah or whatever, the screaming Delta Demon or whatever the hell it's called. You couldn't get me on those things as a kid, and you definitely couldn't get me on now.
When your upside down roller coaster rolls in on the back of a truck and parks and
And I
like,
ain't saying
throws on the
anything bad
handbrake,
about those
that
people. I ain't saying anything bad about those people when it comes to that, you know. But they set that stuff up and take it down all the time and have no problems at all. And then I've seen some of those where those guys, I've seen some of those videos where those guys, you know, those slingshot ones where they slingshot those people up
Yeah.
in the air. The guys will have like a big, huge bolt in their hand that don't go to anything. And right before he slings them, he'll like knock it to where it falls out on the floor so the people see that a bolt just fell out somewhere, and then they go up.
Oh, they do that. That's
They do it as a joke.
insidious. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I hope
There's
these
a,
people are all okay. I don't know how long you could stay upside down before you start having some sort of health problems.
It can't be that long. You can't be able to just 3 hours hanging upside down without having to see the doctor.
I would think
what I
so.
mean?
I would think that,
Especially if you're older and you're like blood, like you're, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I'm in my middle 40s, and my blood don't pump to the certain parts of the body like it used to in my 20s anymore. It just don't.
There's one of these carnival things, the traveling carnivals that parks down near Greenspoint Mall, which is about 10 miles south of here, about like 3 or 4 times a year. And and when they set it up, it looks beautiful from the highway. As I'm passing it, it's like pretty lights and stuff like that. But not once have I ever thought about going.
We don't have a big enough town to do that where they just set up in the mall. We have them where they come and set up. We actually have fairgrounds where
Uh-huh.
we have little
So you do
fairgrounds
have
in each
traveling,
one
like
of
a
our
traveling circus or something sometimes?
the traveling fair, yeah, sometimes a traveling circus comes through town with elephants and stuff. But and a couple of animals. It's not like a huge traveling circus, but that used to before COVID, we would see them. But it would be a little rinky-dink fair like this with some rides, and you may have some little loop-de-doop ride like that, one or two thrill rides, and then some swings and a bunch of little rides for kids and a bunch of games and corn dog stands and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And we always used to joke, you could still go up there and win a roach clip and a feather or a mirror. You go up there and you'll see a Guns N' Roses and Poison mirror up there. I want the Guns N' Roses mirror and the Motley Crue.
Them were the days. All right. All right,
So
Dake,
there you go.
Are we done? We done?
Yeah, there's a couple more stories that I got, but we can save those for tomorrow. Yeah, they're
Especially
kind of interesting. There's a story. I'll just kind of tease. I'll just kind of tease one for you. There's a story for tomorrow about ambergris. You know what ambergris is? It's really cool.
I don't, but they're saying gold.
It's this
floating gold.
Yeah, it's where sperm whales, when they eat stuff and it doesn't digest, it gets caught in their intestine, and sometimes they expel it.
Yeah.
And it's perfume makers use it. It smells like sandalwood and it's very alcoholic, and they use it in perfumes, and it floats. So that's why they call it floating gold, because it is so fucking expensive. People will buy it because it's so rare. Not every sperm whale makes it, only some. And you don't find it all the time, but when you do find it, perfume makers will go nuts over it. And some guy found a bunch, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. And then there's another story about a tooth growth medicine. All right. Okay. The Japanese are regrowing teeth in the world's first clinical trials on this. So some cool stuff coming up tomorrow.
Like cracked teeth or like whole tooth gone.
Teeth, regrowing teeth, yeah,
like new tooth,
like new tooth altogether, which is good for me because I'm one of these people. I still have one, but I had 6 baby teeth in my mouth that never had permanent teeth to replace them, and I didn't find this out until I was an adult, and I started losing these. I had a loose tooth, and I pulled it, and they were like, so I never had the permanent teeth to replace them. So that's why you'll see I have a couple of little gap, light spots, gaps in my teeth, because I like meth. No, it's because I never had permanent teeth to replace them. And my kids, we've been trying to keep up with that with my kids because it's hereditary. My dad has 4. I don't know how many my brother has. I've never asked. My dad had 4 that he never, and I thought I always had 4 until I had x-rays done one day, and the lady was like, "No, you got 6, honey." I was like, "Oh, that's great."
Is there anything that can be done, like nutrition?
Yeah, I can spend $10,000 a tooth to basically get it cemented down and a post put in and a fake tooth put in, but I really don't want to spend $50,000.
I was really thinking more about your kids.
Is there anything we can do about the kids? No, unless technology, Deacon's got braces, and Maggie's got perfectly straight teeth, and Ayla and Alex have perfectly straight teeth. Everybody's got good straight teeth. I've been lucky with the kids and the teeth so far. We've had very few cavities. But my kids don't drink a lot. Kendra does. But Alex doesn't drink soda at all. He's never liked soda. Yeah, soda, or the sweetest stuff he drinks is Gatorade.
I saw some, I don't know what it was. I saw some documentary one time about kids drinking Mountain Dew. And it was like, I don't know, soda drink. And there was like these kids, like, I don't know, Georgia, South Carolina, something like that, in the backwoods, kind of rural area. And I think it was a documentary about sugar, to be honest. And these kids were drinking Mountain Dew every single day, all day long.
Yeah, that's all.
And these kids
never have any water.
They had no teeth. They're all of their teeth were rotted out of their head.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, don't drink soda, kids. Okay.
Oh, we got
Speaking.
jokes. Okay, so this is the time of the
Joke
show,
time.
kids, that we like to give you your bonus points. So thanks for sticking around. You get 3
You win.
JJW points today.
You win.
Yeah, you win. You get 3 JJW bonus points today. And there's our Discord server. So click on that and join it. I don't see any of you clicking on that.
No, it's in the description below too. You get
All I'm gonna do is just do
your
this right
lives.
here.
We're
This
making
is
your lives
all you
easy.
have to do.
Yeah, just
And
bleep,
it pops
blop,
up
bloop,
and just click the little link right there.
bloop.
That's it. All right. So join our Discord server and give JJ some jokes for our dad jokes that we tell at the end of the joke.
You know
because
what? We are always
even-
asking for these. Let's bring in one
even
of
Mrs. J. Okay, yeah, you do that. You look, because even Mrs.
Go on.
JJW, as lovely as she is, sat down yesterday and after the show and said, "Are you using these tired old jokes?" And I was like, "Thank you so much. You deserve applause." I got one for you, JJ.
Okay, no, Sinister Minister has one for you.
Okay.
He said,
Yeah.
I may be a narcissist, but at least I'm a darn good looking one.
That's right. That's right. He is.
Not too bad. What do you guys think? Is
That's
that
good.
okay?
That's a good one.
Is that worse than
All right.
than my
He's
wife's?
got another one.
I got
Have you ever
one.
tried, JJ? Have you ever tried archery blindfolded? You don't know what you're missing.
It's not bad. That's pretty good. All right, Deke.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear that the Energizer Bunny was arrested? Did you ever hear that?
No, I
Energizer
didn't.
Bunny?
I didn't.
Remember
Yeah,
that guy?
yeah. He played the bass drum. I played the bass drum and marching bass
Mhm.
drum. Yeah.
He was
No, I
charged
didn't.
with battery.
Oh, I should have guessed that one, man. Look, okay. Since we're ending the show, I just want to say this to our millions of viewers out there. And I didn't tell you this, JJ, when we first got in the show because I just didn't want to. It was not a big deal.
Yeah.
The reason I was having a bad day is I woke up this morning. Someone broke into my garage last night. While I woke
Oh
up,
no!
somebody had broke into my garage and stole my limbo stick. How low can you
Oh.
go?
It's awful.
How
It's the
low can you
worst.
go?
These people. All right, guys. Well, if you want more of this,
And
This-
why would you?
This
We don't
honest-
even want
honest,
more of this.
truthful. No. This is the best kind of show. You know why? Because this show is being
It's
honest.
real. We're the realest show.
We started this show real upset with each other. He was mad at me. I was mad at.
He was mad. You were mad at me
She's
too.
here. My wife and I had a little bit of a fight right before the show, and then anyway, it's authentic. It's authentic. We'll be back tomorrow. Hit like and subscribe. You guys are invited to our daily phone call. Bye, everybody.
Discretion is expressed.
Our daily phone calls are a combination of propaganda and geoengineering also. That's